Hello everyone, Lee Warren here again at Invisible Advantage. So as you may know, on LinkedIn I ask people for your questions about presenting, problems that come up in presenting. And a question that came up a lot is about slides. There were variations of this question, but fundamentally it's about how do I use slides to look like a good presenter? Sometimes I'm given slides and I have to use them. What's the best way to use slides, the best practices, if you like, as a presenter with slides? So there are a couple of things I'd like to go through with you in this video. One's really obvious, but it needs saying, and one's not so obvious. The first obvious thing is don't read from your slides. Bad presenters always read from their slides. They put a slide up and they read it out loud to the audience. And there are lots of reasons for not doing this. First of all, people read stuff out loud to us when we're at school. It makes us feel like children again. Secondly, audiences process written information at a different speed to they process information they hear you saying. So there'll be this tension. They'll be trying to read stuff and listen to you. So for that reason, don't read things out loud on your slides. If there's something you have to put up and your audience have to read it, what I recommend always is that you put it up and stop talking and let the audience read that information in their own time. But even better, be really strict with yourself and make the decision. If they've got to read that information, does it really need to be in the presentation? Can I perhaps leave it as a handout or put it as an appendix slide at the end of my presentation instead? And I strongly recommend you think about doing that. Try and get your information out verbally during a presentation because you're trying to connect with the audience. So that's one thing, a rule of thumb, don't read your slides to your audience. But here's another thing which is not so obvious, and it's a great trick for you if you like. What bad presenters tend to do is they tend to get led by their slides. Now I haven't got real slides here today, but this is a video, so as if by magic, a slide will appear there. And what a bad presenter will do is they'll be led by their slides. So this is slide 1, and they'll tend to do this. They'll say, okay, that's slide 1, click. Oh, and here's slide 2. Well, what slide 2 is about is ... And as an audience, you know they're being led by their slides. What really good presenters do is they lead their slides instead. So this time it would look like this. So that's slide 1. Now the implications of slide 1 are really important. We're going to go on to those on slide 2. Here it is. Click. So this time I've led the slides rather than being led by the slides. And what happens as an audience is we take you much more seriously. We know that you're in control of your material and you're in control of your argument. We'll find it much more easy to be convinced by you as a presenter and be compelled by your argument if you do that. So it's a really simple trick, but it's quite an important one. Don't be led by your slides. Make sure you are leading your slides instead. I hope you get on well with that trick. It's a really simple thing to do. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's not difficult to do. So go out in the real world and try that. Let me know in the comments how you get on. And as always, if I can help, get in touch.